What I want to talk about is freedom of the press and why it's so important for any democracy. Um, I was having a debate online recently with some clown who was talking about the press and how the press are corrupt and how we should just get rid of the press because they're a cancer on society. And although I do agree that the press are a cancer on society, they're kind of a they're kind of a necessary one, if that makes any sense. You know, they're a necessary evil. Um, of course, the press are not good. Of course, the press tell lies. I'd have to be an idiot not to think that. You know, the press do that, but unfortunately, we need the press, and the reasons why we need the press is because the press um, are the public's eyes and ears as to what's going on with the government. The press are the only thing that keep the government accountable for the decisions that they make. And I'm not saying that they always tell the truth about the government. A lot of the time, you know, there's a lot of the time when they don't. You know, there's a lot of sort of there's a lot of corruption that goes on between media people and politicians. But the government, although the media isn't perfect, it's still better than nothing. If we didn't have a press, um, politicians would be able to do literally whatever they wanted with our taxpayers' money. They would be able to make whatever decision. They would be able to do all sorts of things, start wars in foreign countries. They'd be able to do all sorts of nefarious activities, and there'd be nothing stopping them. We wouldn't know anything about it because we wouldn't have any information on it. We wouldn't Democracy would become meaningless because we wouldn't know what we were voting for, and the politicians wouldn't have to. We would just have to take the political party's word on it that they're doing the right job, and that's just a ridiculous thing because you know politicians lie, and why should we take their word on anything? You know, the reason why politicians are so sneaky and so sly, and the reason why they do these things is because they know that if they step out of line, that the press will be on them, and everybody will know about it, and they'll get voted out. Um, so to get rid of the press would be a ridiculous thing to do. The press, like I say, is one of the cornerstones of. I think somebody described it as one of the cornerstones of a democracy, which I think it is. You know, freedom of the press is very important. It's to get rid of it would be like political correctness on steroids. It'd just be like the worst thing that you can do against freedom of speech. That it would just be absolutely outrageous. I can't believe it. But this clown that I was actually having a debate with, you know, said that he believed in freedom of speech, and he couldn't understand. He didn't seem to understand the hypocrisy in what he was saying. That he thought the media was a cancer that should be gotten rid of, but yet he believes in freedom of speech. And in the end, I just had to just not speak to him anymore. You know, I mean, I just cannot have arguments with idiots like that. But that was what made me think about doing this video about freedom of the press and just how important it is.